Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. Thank you so much for joining me once again. It's such an exciting event for me every week to sit down and just walk you through all the best stuff that's come out during the week, or just the stuff that's been drawn to my attention. And miskatonicbooks.com, of course, are always instrumental in working out what's new and wonderful in the world of esoteric and occult book publishing. And thank you so much to miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. miskatonicbooks.com have all the books that you're looking for, folks, and so much inspiration. Honestly, if you just hop over to their page, which you'll find linked in the description, you're going to find all the best esoteric and occult books that have been recently released, that have been released a long time ago and that are out of print, that Miskatonic Books just happen magically to have a few copies of, and that they can get into your eager hands very, very easily. And so they're based in the US, and so if you are also based in the US, this really is very often the cheapest way of acquiring books that have been published abroad. And they're definitely the only place to pick up some of their exclusive books. Some books that have been published by them, by some of their own imprints, such as Infernal House, which you can see on the screen right now, and many others. So miskatonicbooks.com, go and check them out in the description right now. I just want to say thank you so much to those of you who've already signed up to the upcoming Find Your Divine Path course that I'm leading. That's happening on Saturday the 6th, and then there'll be a follow-up session on Saturday the 13th of September. Those of you who don't know about it, you probably still have time at the time that you're watching this to sign up. Sign-ups will stop about an hour before the beginning of the class, and anyone who is not able to make the live will get a recording of the class, of course, but I do plan on running this course maybe twice a year, something along those lines. So if you don't catch it this time, then it's okay. Just wait for the next time around. I'm thinking of making cycles. So next month I'll have a different course that maybe feeds into what we've learned in the Divine Path. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to look, but there will most definitely be another course in October, so look out for that. Yeah, I'll just work out exactly what's best to do, whether to make it follow on or to make it a standalone course. We'll see. But for the moment, yeah, if you'd like to join our Find Your Divine Path webinar, two-part webinar. It's actually a workshop. You're going to be doing stuff right live, not necessarily in front of everyone, but at the same time as everyone. Right, I'll be giving you some exercises to do, and you'll be doing some stuff, but also there'll be some theory, and if you maybe took the MLAC course, then you'll know what a class with me kind of looks like. And hopefully we'll all have a lot of fun, which is part of the point along the way, right? I mean, if magic's not fun, then something's wrong, because magic definitely can be fun. There we go. So that's happening on Saturday, and the links to get signed up can be found down below. Don't forget that if you're a level 3 or level Infinity Foolish Fish member, there are codes. Just look up the codes in Patreon and on the Foolish Fish YouTube posts community page, right, to find a code that will give you 25% off the price of the course. All right, moving on to news from David Heim-Smith. He's got a new book coming up, the Biomorphic Scrying, Drawing the Hidden Realms. So this is, it's just been released, it seems. It's a rare visionary practice that projects the mind deep into the field of perception to derive strange and beautiful images from the journey. The term is derived from two roots, bio, life or living, and morph, form. The method trains inner exploration and records its passage through obscure psycho-etheric territories. As the trajectory is released, the logic of ordinary representation is overcome, and pure organic and geometric patterns can be gathered into visions and transferred to drawings on paper. So he's really describing his cartography process to you so that you can do it yourself. Very, very cool stuff. Along with this liberated patterning, torrents of esoteric symbols spontaneously arise, but only if the mind is inextricably bound to that symbology through contemplative work. As this evocatory practice is articulated, the greater context of mystical work is examined, which gives new meaning to the miracle of vision itself. The account can benefit anyone who wishes to consider the imagination beyond its range of conventional function, which enriches an appreciation of its power and scope. I think it sounds very, very exciting work, and you can pick it up directly via David Heimsmith's own website, the32keys.com, and you'll find links to that down below. Okay, next I've got another a very interesting looking book, but definitely out of my reach. Look at that, almost £600. Anglo Catholic Clergy and the Golden Dawn, the Ritual Revival and Modern Magical Orders, 1887 to 1940. I know that some of you out there watching me, the price is no object, and more power to you guys. Good stuff, and I hope that your libraries are looking as good as I wish mine could. But this one really might appeal to you, right? So let's have a look. Binding is sewn, fully bound in chieftain goatskin leather, gold foiling, hand marbled end papers, satin bookmark, slipcase, hand numbered, autographed card. All right, so let's see. I think there are, at the time that I was curating this list of things to show you today, there were a few of these left, and so it certainly does seem like you can add one to your cart right now. I think that this was released in a more kind of mainstream edition, and certainly price point, but those were all sold out, and I think that there's just a few from what I understand, right, from what I remember. So if you're particularly interested in the Ritual Revival and modern magical orders, from the perspective of Catholicism and Golden Dawn, this could be one for you to look into. It certainly looks very beautiful with that lovely slipcase. Look at that spine. Lovely. Okay. Let's have a look at some of the more mainstream offerings today, maybe. The National Geographic Book of Magic and the Occult, a visual history, is being released. So this is released pretty much a couple of days ago, September 2nd. So it's really nice to see the National Geographic making an entire book on occult principles, which is kind of cool, right? We know that National Geographic books are going to be beautiful looking, which is nice. A lot of emphasis on the presentation and the visual aspect of the work, which is cool. But I was interested in looking at the headings, right? The topics that are covered in this book, and I have to say I'm kind of impressed. The scope seems to be broad. Sure, you're not going to get depth in with this much scope for such a broad audience, right? We have to remember this is a National Geographic audience, not necessarily a Hadean Press audience or an Anathema Publishing audience, right? But nevertheless, I'm kind of impressed with how much is being covered in here. Yeah, I think that you can probably agree. What you're seeing on your screen right now, there's a lot. So that's really nice. I hope that it's of high quality and that it's got some good information in there. Let's see, mystical moments, including spooky gatherings. Yes, naturally. Magic in pop culture, places of power, magical creatures, the art of divination, modern magic. Okay, so yeah, it sounds nice. 500 vivid illustrations and dynamic maps. This bewitching book is the true story of magical beliefs around the world. Nice, right? All right, then there's Nancy Hendrickson's Ancestral Séance, 32 Evenings of Talking to the Dead. So I was kind of interested in this when I saw that Carrie Paris had endorsed this. So Carrie, I absolutely respect your taste in these matters, and so yeah. Now this book has got my attention for sure. So let's have a look, folks. Unlock the whispers of your past and start real conversations with the other side. You don't need a Victorian parlour, a crystal ball, or a haunted mansion to hold a séance. With Ancestral Séance, internationally known author Nancy Hendrickson shows you the 30 clear, repeatable methods for connecting with your ancestors and the beloved dead, using tools you already own. Whether you're curious about family spirits, drawn to paranormal investigation, or simply want to feel less alone in the universe, this is your step-to-step guide. Sounds good, right? So the Kindle edition is a little over $10. The paperback edition is, just under $20. So very, very cool stuff, folks. Let's potentially take a look. Create a seance, some using only household items. Use tarot charms and pendulums as spirit communication tools. Tap into ancestral imprints to read places and objects. Keep yourself spiritually safe with proven protection practices. Kind of important. Invite and politely close connections with the dead and recognize signs, synchronicities, and symbols from beyond. That's very, very cool, and a little description of who the book is for. Let's move on, folks, to a new Cambridge Elements book. So this is Natural and Supernatural in Early Medieval England. We've got it available as a paperback and a hardcover, and also as a Kindle edition. So when men and women in early medieval England thought about the world around them, they did so in ways that often strike us as strange. In their surviving writings, we are confronted continually with unfamiliar ideas. So this book is about those unfamiliar ideas and about that context within which the grimoire tradition grew. Yeah, so a lot of the magic that we have today comes out of precisely that way of thinking, that medieval way of thinking. And this book seems to address that, precisely that way of thinking, those assumptions about the environment, those assumptions about what the world is made of, what is pulling the strings behind the scenes and things like this, right? So kind of a useful thing if you're interested specifically in medieval magic. Just a useful tool to get into the right mindset for using that magic precisely. And I think that's that fills an interesting gap. I can see that there are a few other books in the same collection: Health and the Body, Writing in the World, Entertainment, Pleasure and Meaning in Early England. But this one I think is particularly pertinent to viewers of this channel. I hope you, some of you at least, find the recommendation useful. Let's talk a little bit about the Magic Lantern Sibilla. So this one was brought to my attention because it came out a couple of months ago, maybe about a month ago, and it's by Caitlin Matthews. How on earth did I miss this? I'm sorry. Forgive me, folks. I'm sure that many of you out there did not miss it at all. I hope so anyway. But this, wow. Basically, Watkins Books are doing a series of events, and I'll tell you about some of them in a moment. And I noticed that the one that's happening today, so I'm recording this on Thursday, 4th of September, so some members might still be able to catch this. if you're a member, you get this news video on Thursdays instead of on Fridays. So hopefully some of you will still be able to catch it. But I want to tell you about some of the others in a moment. But the point is that Caitlin Matthews is actually talking at Watkins today about the magic lantern Sibilla. And it looks so exciting. I mean, so let's see. First of all, the cards themselves are really nice, right? Visibly hand drawn. I'm not sure if that is pencil, like colored pencil, possibly. So I don't want to say painted, but anyway, they are hand created, and they are an oracle deck, a traditional oracle deck, and there is an accompanying book that explains how to use it. I'm always interested in traditional oracle systems, and yeah, this is a traditional oracle system. It's a 19th century deck, small Italian oracle cards of La Vera Sibilla, the real Sibilla, along with many other Sibilla cousins spread throughout Europe in the 19th century, and are read worldwide today, depicting scenes from 19th century Italy. 52 cards. Card Vera Sibilla is an intimate oracle that speaks about our daily lives, revealing what is to come and gossiping about what is happening in any situation. So yeah, that looks really nice, right? Okay, so I'll let you discover all of that, and yeah, and hopefully catch the Watkins event, which I will link down below. But now I want to talk about the one that I know that most of you will be able to catch, and it's the one that's happening next Thursday, right? So Thursday, 11th of September, The Devil in the 19th Century by Aurélie de Koninsk, or de Konink. So let's take a look at that, folks. This is about a hoax performed by a journalist, I believe. So a journalist's quest to humiliate the church. So let's take a look. 130 years ago, a French journalist convinced the Vatican that a secret Luciferian cult hidden at the heart of Freemasonry was plotting the birth of the Antichrist and the annihilation of the Catholic Church. These supposed Masons took their orders from Satan himself, who appeared in the flesh to his antipope Albert Pipe every Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Charleston, South Carolina. It was a story that captivated France and the greatest hoax of all time. So this is, it's going to be a seminar, a lecture, right, on that event, which actually ended up fueling so much of the troubles of the satanic panic that happened in the mid 20th century and late 20th century, and even the kind of anti-Mason sentiments that were happening in the early 20th century, and so on and so forth. People just not realizing that it was a hoax, I guess, right? It looks like a very interesting talk, and while you're browsing the events, do take a look at the other events that are happening in the near future at Watkins Books. They've got some very cool looking ones, I think. So I'll be talking about those in the coming future as they turn up, as it becomes their turn that particular week. Let's talk a little bit about Sphere and Sundry now, and you may remember my jubilation at the Thema Mundi series of talismanic materia. So these are Sphere and Sundry's incenses and perfumes and creams and balms and candles and butters and honeys and various materia that have been created at a very particular time to capture a very specific moment, right? A very specific energy, planetary energy, astrological energy, but also that have been prayed over for the blessings of particular entities and things like this. And really, Sphere and Sundry are, in my view, the top provider of such materia, and their Thema Mundi, it basically captures the birth of the universe, right? With all of the planets in their homes, as it were, and the outcome of using this Thema Mundi is a closer congruence with your divine path, which is exactly actually what my course that I'm leading on the next 2 Saturdays is all about. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful materia to be working with, and it has been out of stock for a little while. It's been out of stock. They're releasing it in batches, and this is the latest release, the release number 5, that is being made available. So do check out all of the available materia. This is powerful stuff. It's really, really good stuff. So it's available as a pre-order currently. All right. I wanted to. Oh no, I can't show you because he's closed. Of course he's closed. Oh, what a shame. I'll show you another day. Never mind. Let's move on. Let's see. Sublime Thresholds Oracle. So, Sublime Thresholds Oracle is an oracle that I spotted on Kickstarter, which uses Baroque, neoclassical, pre-Raphaelite, I believe, artwork, and it's just lovely. It's just lovely. So this is, let's see, it is, I can't remember the name of the the Urania Press. There we go. So they've created several decks in the past, and they went through many images, and they found some images that they would love to be able to use in other decks, but couldn't. And so this one gathers some of those more striking images, right? And I have to say, looking through these, they really are striking images, and they point to mostly Greek mysteries, ancient Greek mysteries. The cards look lovely. The headers on the cards look interesting and completely relevant for oracle reader and a tarot reader who is somewhat familiar with Greek mythology. Really beautiful artwork being used. Just lovely, just really lovely. A little bit of Art Nouveau there. You know, this is all the art style that I love. And I'm sure many of you appreciate this as well. Yeah, so it's they're using gold foil, actual gold leaf, to create the titles and the ornaments on the corners there. It looks like a really lovely deck. All right, let's take a look at maybe the prices. Just 2 random cards. $60 for the deck. Okay. And with a guidebook, 70. With the printed bag, okay. I'm just wanting to see if they've got anything particularly fancy. No, that's just for additional stuff. Okay, I'll let you discover that in your own time. Then let's see, Lon Milo Duquette is giving a concert, folks, for the first time in quite a long time. And this is happening September 27th. So you've got a couple of weeks, I guess, 3 weeks, I guess, to get ready. So let's see, where is this happening? 7 p.m. Music. Is that a C? Candria, maybe. It's in Sacramento, of course, which is where Lon lives. Musiclandia, Landria. Okay. So this is where you can buy tickets. Tickets at musiclandria.com. It's actually lonmiloduquette.net/music that I've got up on the screen right now. If you don't know Lon Milo Duquette, find out about Lon Milo Duquette. You really should know about Lon Milo Duquette if you're watching my channel. And if you didn't know that he played music, then you're in for a treat, folks. I think Last Night I Dreamt of Dead People is one of my favorite songs of all time. So yeah, definitely go and check that out. It's very, very sweet stuff. Very, very nice occult stuff. Yeah. So go and check that all out and get your tickets and go and see Lon playing music for the very first time in a very long time. I wish I could attend. So that's really nice. And just $15. Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. David Rankine is giving a course on conjuring. David Rankine is a grimoire specialist. You may know him from the Grimoire Encyclopedia, but more recently and very excitingly for me, you may know him from the Clavis Intelligentiarum and his upcoming Clavis Spirituum. So this is a 6-week online course being offered via Hadean Press. So if you're interested specifically in the grimoire tradition and you want to be taught by, in my opinion, one of the great leaders in the field who is doing some exciting modern stuff, who has a deep understanding of the technologies presented in the grimoires and is adapting them for the modern zeitgeist, should I say. This is really, really good stuff. So specifically for conjuration in the grimoire tradition. So I'll let you go and discover all of that on Hadean Press's website. We've rebranded the Conjuring the Intelligences course to the new Grimoire Conjuration course. I think that makes good sense. This 6-week online course offers a practical step-by-step exploration of the process of grimoire conjuration, providing a template of practice that can be adapted for working with different types of spiritual creatures. Drawing on over 40 years of successful conjurations, David Rankine will consider the entire conjuration process, including what is essential and what is not. Using his books Clavis Intelligentiarum and Clavis Spirituum as manuals, the course will explore what to do and why and how to do it. So that's all really very, very exciting stuff. I will let you go and explore that in your own time. Marco Visconti has got a course also, the Lucky Hoodo Intensive. So this is a new class being offered by Marco. So Lucky Hoodo first reached me like a radio signal caught at the edge of sleep. A knack for making the invisible lean in your favor. It's the door Michael Berthiaud leaves ajar at the beginning of the Voodoo Gnostic workbook. Very, very popular voodoo book. An entryway into a current that is practical, spirit-driven, and unapologetically results oriented. So that sounds quite exciting. The rites are simple, the relationship is serious, Yeah, sure. And the payoff is measured in changed circumstances and unmistakable signs. So that sounds pretty nice. If you're interested in Hoodo at all, then yeah, go and check out the description of Marco's new course, the Lucky Hoodo Intensive. Yeah, which looks exciting to me. And then finally, I've got a board game of the week for you called Endearment. Fall in love with Jane Austen's England, folks. I've got 2 of Dux Somnium's board games. I'm not sure if there are any other board game companies that I have who have created 2 board games that I own, right? So I've got La Fleur, and then the second one, which I haven't received yet, but I'm hoping to receive it within the next week or so, is called Artistry. And you may remember my pointing Artistry out because I bought the super deluxe edition of Artistry because it just looks so lovely. Endearment seems to be their 3rd offering, and it looks like they're putting as much care into providing you an authentic how to say period piece experience. So this seems to be happening in the world of Jane Austen's romances, right? And they're, at least La Fleur was a very nice, simple, easy to learn, but very satisfying engine builder, where you're just picking all the resources that you think you need as fast as you can, as fast as your turns allow you to, and making those resources work together so that you can get better and better resources. And that's very satisfying to me, you know, so that you end up having turns where you are, you know, okay, you've built up your kind of machine that's going to start doing things really efficiently, and you can start doing lots and lots of things during your turn, and it's just very satisfying, very, very enjoyable. So yes, that seems to be kind of the direction that they like to go in. Easy rules, satisfying gameplay, and a historical setting. La Fleur was about having parties in Paris villas in the 17th or 18th century, I guess, or castles or whatever it was, and then attracting members of the aristocracy to your garden so that they would admire your flowers and stuff. It's, you know, whatever. And then Artistry is about having an art studio in late 19th century Paris, excuse me, at the La Belle Époque, you know, with all the Art Nouveau stuff coming out. And yeah, so I'm sure this will be a lot of fun to play. If you like a more cozy feel to your games, a more relaxed feel, and beautiful components, because they are always utterly beautiful, then you can consider the regular Endearment box, which is just $50 instead of $75, I guess, which is going to be the price at retail. But then if you've got money, you can go for the jewelry box edition, which is $200, and it's got lots of super deluxe, lovely components inside, and yeah, this is what the jewelry box edition is going to look like, you know, with a little lock and key, and that looks like tooled leather on the top and stuff. And anyway, looks very cool. And then the player boards being like little books, which looks very cute. And these are the player tokens in the jewelry box edition. So again, if you like your fancy stuff like I do, you might consider that. There we go, folks. That's what I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit my website, foolishfish.net, and see all the stuff that I've got on there. I do one-to-one conversations. You can find links on my website, foolishfish.net. I do tarot reads. You can find my links on there as well. I have got this course that I'm running on Saturday, this Saturday 6th and Saturday 13th. For finding your divine path. Links are also on foolishfish.net, and thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Thank you to all my YouTube membership supporters, and thank you to every single one of you watching these videos week in, week out. I'm so grateful that you enjoy them and that you come back for more every week. Do take care of yourselves, folks. Do take care of each other, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye bye.